All right, thanks. So a little bit different from all of the other talks we've had today. I'm sort of just going to go a bit over the history of winter chill research in this country and what I've been doing. So I'll go over really quickly some of the stuff I did through my PhD and what I've been doing in my current project and where I think some of the new challenges lie to advance this further. So as an overview of winter chill, in Australia we have some really mild climates, some of the more mild climates that grow apples, and we can experience low chill years. And this can be expected to increase in frequency under climate change. So why does that matter? If we don't get enough chill over the winter period, you can have influences on flowering. So it might be light, it might be late, it could be variable, it could be protracted. So that can have influence on the amount of yield you get and maturation at yield synchrony. And there may also be some effects if different varieties are having different effects. So it might start splitting synchronisation of cross-pollinating species. So that's just the overview. So in terms of my brief history in this space, just like Kevin outlined earlier today, Australia was quite world leading in this space. So we did the first impact assessment of chill in terms of climate change, and it was done for Australia. So it was done by two Kevins, and this was done, you can't see this is done in 1995. So, and basically it sat there for about 10 years and nothing else happened. So that was really interesting. So 10 years later, I was at uni and thought this seemed like a good thing to do, so I did my honours thesis on this space. So I used the dynamic chill model to do stuff in Australia or Melbourne and did some projections, and perhaps it was the first time this has been done using the dynamic chill model. So who's heard of the dynamic chill model or chill portions before? It's not too bad. You can come and talk to me about it later if you like. Well, I guess actually before I launch into this, so chill portions are a slightly different way to measure chill. So it's more dynamic, it sequences over time, and it has all those attributes that you would expect. So high temperatures reverse chill that you've accumulated, low temperatures below zero are ineffective at contributing to chill, and it has this effect where if you get sort of cool temperatures followed by mild temperatures, it enhances chill accumulation. So they're the best conditions. So during my thesis, I did a bunch of work, and this is just to show the differences between the models. So it's important which model you choose, and you can see these lines are different, which means the different chill models, so whether it's chill hours or chill units or chill portions, are telling you different things. So this is different locations that we grow apples in Australia, and this is our ranking them through a lowest to highest chill. So particularly of note is Lenswood, which says if you use chill hours, it's almost towards one of the more mild, lower chill conditions, and if you use the other models, it's one of the highest chill conditions. So the take-home story is they're different, okay? They're not interchangeable. Using that, I did some historical analysis, and this is just at Chuchura over time and how many chill portions were accumulated. These are 100, 50 and 25-year trends. Take-home story from this, it's pretty variable. And the trends aren't significant yet. So then moving that forward, I did some projections. So here is just how often you're expected to get these different chill portion measurements. And this is at Donnybrook, and this is our historical chill, and the different lines are different degrees of warming. So 1, 2 and 3 degrees warming. And you can just see this shift backwards, okay? So you're going to expect less chill with more warming. It does differ with regions. So Batlow growers I was talking to, you guys are kind of like here with 3-degree warming. So it's nowhere near as big an impact. So what have I been doing since then? Progressed into mapping. So this is just a map of winter chill across Australia. So the idea is trying to make this more applicable no matter where you are. This information is all on the HIN, so you can get it off there. And what I'm trying to do is trying to create these sorts of maps. So what's the chill suitability across Australia? Where is it marginal? And this example is for cherry, and then the idea is you project that forward and see changes in areas of suitability, and that's what I'll be doing this year. just to let you know, also on the HIN, we've got a chill calculator, so you can calculate chill yourself. And what else have we got? Oh, fact sheet, other things. And in that space is where we would try to do some more development to get some more tools going for growers so that it's a lot easier for you to access this information and see where you are during a season. So I don't know, that all sounds really good. So what am I complaining about? Like, what's the problem? So using Simon and Garfunkel as an example, I've just had to edit it to make it less sexist. So, oh, you were looking for something perfect and then you never found it, and now time's running out on your dreams, right? So I was trying to do all of those things and create these maps of predictions and be able to tell growers where and when you're going to have enough chill and so forth. Can't really do it. So from my perspective, this little graph shows it well. You can do a lot with models and put a lot of effort in, and you can increase knowledge up until a point. So I think we might be kind of hitting this curve in terms of how much more knowledge we can gain through modelling chill at the moment. And it's not just me that's saying it. So earlier this year I was in France with a fruit tree modelling conference, which is fairly specific. And everyone's sort of saying the same thing. So we need to know the genetics to get this going. We can't reduce our error because bud temperature is different to air temperature. We've got no knowledge about the end of the chilling period. We don't know when it happens. We need to revisit some experiments that we did originally. And what's the connection to the roots anyway? These are all physiology questions that modellers are asking. It's pretty rare. So it must be something. So these are my dreams that are getting broken. So I kind of like to think of, we've got a few things still to look at. So in terms of mythbusters, I was just talking recently about leaf defoliation. How does that interact with dormancy? And so Nick's in the audience and he can talk to some people about that later. He's doing a little experiment. Does it actually get you into dormancy earlier? Doesn't really look like it. What's Dormex doing? That's a really big question for me. I don't think it's acting on chill. I think it's doing what we think it's doing, but I think it's not going to be an adaptation strategy against lower chill. And there are many other little myths that we need to bust or confirm. If growers are doing something and it's for a good reason, that's great. Using Jesse's analogy, there's lots of stuff we know that we don't know and stuff that we don't know that we don't know. So one of them is estimating chill requirements. What we usually do is force buds, take shoots off the tree and we force them in heat, and when they burst, that's how we estimate their chill requirements. There's a lot of methodological decisions you have to make in that, and you're confusing it with heat. So I'm not sure that that's always going to work the best for us. We're still not sure about what the rootstock influence is. There's not a lot of information about when dormancy starts, which matters. If you're going to sum something, you've got to know when it starts and when it ends. I really want to see us focusing more on how it relates to yield rather than flowering conditions. So what we're really interested in, what is the minimum chill we need to get a profitable yield? It's not about the flowering conditions per se, although they're obviously related. And there are other things that we don't know about. And finally, the dynamic model, which I've just been promoting. But it was actually built in 1987. This is what Canberra looked like in 1987. This was our computers in 1987. You could buy a house in Sydney for 120 grand. Carlton won. And that's me in 1987. So a few things have changed, I would argue. And a few things have changed in chill modelling as well. So I think we actually also need to progress our physiological understanding in step with these models. So now I have this platform and there's lots of growers in the room. I've got a question for everybody. If anyone has any data for me in terms of Golden Delicious records, that'd be great. We're looking to do a collaboration across the world into Brazil and Morocco and France, and I want to include Australia in this in terms of looking at chill conditions and flowering and trying to build up better models. So if you happen to have bud burst or full bloom data for Golden Delicious for 10 years, perhaps we can use that and get some more information about how these chilling and flowering processes happen. That's it.